Good evening, friends, and thank you for joining us tonight for our fourth annual, but first virtual, Romantic Jazz Soirée. I'm Rachel Siegel, the founder and executive director of the Primavera Fund, and this is Kenny Bean, our associate director and program director. First off, I want to thank Lou Baddelise and his colleagues at Jackson Cross Partners for sponsoring this event, and our raffle donors. Also, thank you to Mr. Louis Scaglione and the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra Institute for allowing us the use of St. Patrick Hall tonight. Please share the link to this stream on your social media so that we can get the word out about the Primavera Fund. The performance that opened this program was of I Thought About You, performed by pianist Micah Graves and singer Laura Sherrod. Micah has performed each year at our romantic jazz events, and if you donate $65 or more to this event, we will send you a copy of his CD that he recently released called Not for the Ordinary, Med Nama, an album of all original music by Micah.
Now, normally we'd be gathered all together for this event in person, but because of COVID, we're coming to you virtually. We have some exciting content for you tonight. We're going to dive into some different aspects of our program, what we offer our artists, and why it's important to offer our level of support to them. You'll hear from three current Primavera artists, Christopher Wise III, Samaj Murphy, and Sofia Solomonyanskaya. Our alumni, Achille Farrow, and trombone teacher Jared Antonacci, who's a dear friend who helped guide a recent graduate from 8th grade through high school and into his freshman year at Peabody, where he's now on full scholarship. Please stick around and enjoy. For anyone who bought raffle tickets, we'll do the drawing at the end of the broadcast.
While music has always been a field where merit can get you far, without access to the same opportunities as their peers, kids can fall behind. When you add up all of the elements necessary, a music education is very expensive. Because my family is upper middle class, I never had to worry that my music education would cause financial strain on our resources. I had weekly lessons, a nice instrument, went to summer music programs, and was able to participate in every educational opportunity that the city of Philadelphia had to offer. I completely took it for granted that I had that support while kids who love music as much as I did had to work twice as hard to afford the same education. Being a Philadelphia native, I also knew how great a city it is for music education, and I want to help young musicians gain access to the same opportunities that I had. My father always says, "You'll walk by more talent on the street every day than you'll ever hear in the concert hall." That is usually because of a lack of access and is what we want to change.
When Rachel asked me to join her in creating this endeavor, I jumped on the opportunity because I felt like, and I still feel, that the kind of comprehensive support that the Primavera Fund offers is more than needed. I saw it as a chance to help in a way that was not previously available to serious music students. As someone who didn't grow up rich, I know firsthand what it takes to support a talented young musician. I saw an opportunity to provide the kind of support I wish I'd had when I was a young student.
Yeah, the Primavera Fund was named after the late, great Joseph Primavera, who was a violist in the Philadelphia Orchestra, a trombonist in the big bands of Atlantic City, and a longtime faculty member at the University of the Arts, music director of the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra for 55 years. And he was my mentor during the 6 years I was a violinist in the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra and beyond. I learned from him that no matter what, it was my love of music and my self-expression that mattered. And I'll never forget him telling me after a particularly challenging recital, "You made music, and that is all that ever matters." I wanted to carry that message to young musicians and let them know that they have cheerleaders and people who believe in their success, even when they may not. I knew that Kenny would be the perfect partner for this endeavor because of his absolute love of music. I have met very few people who have the enthusiasm for teaching young people why music is so awesome, and that has become an important part of our program. It isn't easy to navigate the music world while keeping your head up and remembering why we love it so much. But Kenny always brings the kids, and sometimes me, back to that love of the art form.
It's very sweet. Mentoring is such an important aspect of serious study in any field, particularly music. The music world can be pretty trying, but to have someone who you can trust and advise you about the best way to navigate is a necessity. Music also is an art form that's been passed down from teacher to student for several hundred years. Having a knowledgeable mentor is crucial for the continuation of this tradition. Our first presentation will feature a promising young flutist, Christopher Wise III. Christopher has been a Primavera artist since 2015, and when he was just 10 years old, I'll never forget after his audition that Rachel and I turned to each other at the end and at the same time said, "Did you hear that kid's tone?"
Yeah, seriously,
it's amazing.
It's true.
Even before he was set up with lessons and a nice flute, we could hear how far he could go. And we're excited to watch him realize his potential as a musician in the years to come. Christopher's playing the Georgianesco Cantabile and Presto in this video.
Mr. Kenny Bean has driven me over the years of becoming a professional young black musician. He expressed his interest in being a black musician, and his advice was that I still had to be prepared, because there would still be people around to test you. Miss Rachel was always genuinely and emotionally there for me, anything from requesting a ride or offering support to provide for a ride. I've always been inspired by both Miss Rachel and Mr. Kenny to pursue the unachievable. They are the perfect people to talk to when needing a motivational drive. You will always need someone or people by your side to help you get where you want to be and to help improve oneself. When you admire someone, you have to be a role model as well, because you never know who's watching and the people that you are impacting by doing what you do best. They inspired me to pursue different musical styles, even understanding the music I play. Every time I play a piece, I always let the music guide me to a place in the past and take me to a time where I felt that particular emotion. When you take the piece to a personal level, the audience will really feel the realness of it all. An amazing flautist once told me to play everything beautifully, even when you don't favor the music. Always find a way to connect to it. Never downplay the piece just because of your opinion. The Primavera Fund has helped cover my expenses, such as summer camps, instrument repairs, music supplies, private lessons, and application fees. The Primavera Fund has guided me on a road that will benefit me in the future to become a well-rounded musician. I have gotten so many opportunities over the years, also in quarantine, because of my two mentors, Miss Rachel, Mr. Kenny, and the Primavera Fund. The Primavera Fund has enhanced my musical career tremendously. I've always admired the flute since day one. I've always had a flair for music in general. I would ask a musician, what inspired you to pursue what you do? I would hope that I really understand what they were actually being genuine about. Everyone has a story on how they encountered their instrument, but what truly matters is that you connect with the instrument on a personal level.
Our artist benefits include weekly lessons from top musicians in the area, access to quality instruments, supplies and accessories, guidance from active professional musicians, summer camps and youth orchestras, just to name a few. These are the essential elements of a comprehensive music education, but they are not cheap. When we add up the cost for these essential elements, it comes to approximately $10,000 per artist per year, and that doesn't include our masterclass series, mentoring, or staff hours.
Yeah. But one of the best things about accepting students like Christopher at such an early age is that we have a long time with them, and we can make sure that they grow and improve to become competitive with their affluent peers by the time they apply to colleges. Typically, their senior year is a very busy time for us as well as for them because of the support we offer for college auditions. This year has been very different, of course, but normally we would send them on college visits to have trial lessons with their potential college teachers. This year, all of that had to be coordinated online. However, the ultimate goal of the Primavera Fund is to nurture their education so that they gain access to the college or conservatory of their choice.
Our next video is of Samaj Murphy, a young violinist who joined the Primavera. He also joined the Primavera Fund in 2015. He's a senior at GAMP, or the Girard Academic Music Program, and in the middle of his college auditions. But he's passed his pre-screening rounds at most of his top picks, including, and get ready, the University of Michigan, Temple University, NYU, New England Conservatory, Manhattan School of Music, Oberlin, and the Robert McDuffie Center for Strings. Did I get them all?
Yep, you got them.
That's great.
A lot.
Samaj's video features the Mendelssohn Concerto in E minor.
Hi, my name is Samaj Murphy, and this is my 5th year as a Primavera artist. I started my musical career at the age of 9 at my elementary school's music program, studying both the violin and cello at the same time, later choosing the violin as my main instrument. Ever since I got my hands on an instrument, I always known that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. Driven by my passions, I succeeded beyond my school's music curriculum and started lessons at the Settlement Music School. I attended the Settlement Music School Germantown branch from 2013 to 2017, taking private lessons with Abigail Nixon and participating in their youth string orchestras. As I advanced at the violin and needed a better instrument, my family began to face financial issues supporting my passion for music. In 2017, I was selected and joined the Primavera Fund. Being accepted into this incredible program was life-changing. They took care of all of my music expenses, which consisted of lessons, an instrument, youth orchestras, and even summer programs. I believe the Primavera Fund is not only a merit scholarship program, but they are also a mentorship for young musicians. They help guide students to be respectable musicians as well as assisting them through vital moments such as the college application and audition process. Above all, despite the Primavera Fund's excellent administration, they still allow us as musicians to make our own decisions, creating our own musical paths, regardless of what that might be. When selecting schools, it was kind of a difficult process. I was very indecisive about whether I should attend a university or a music conservatory, resulting in me applying to both. I'm currently applying to the University of Michigan, University of Southern California, Oberlin Conservatory, Juilliard, Manhattan School of Music, New England Conservatory of Music, Temple University, and New York University. In a school, I aspire to be in a setting where not only I can grow as a musician, but as a person. I did not want to just be in a strict classical setting composed of concertos and orchestral excerpts. I wanted to be in a setting where I was allowed to be exposed to new ideas and art forms that will potentially shape me into a multifaceted musician that would prepare me for a flexible yet successful career. The year of 2020 was very strange. Everything I was working for or towards for my senior year has changed due to COVID-19. There were no college visits, in-person lessons, or even live performances, which all play a huge role during the college process. Despite these calamities, through the support of the Primavera Fund, I was able to work around these difficulties of COVID restrictions and limitations. Primavera Fund has provided me with trial lessons with the professors I aspire to study with and high-quality video recording sessions for my college pre-screenings, both playing a prominent role in my chances of getting into a school. Even in the middle of the college audition process, I believe that I would not be the musician that I am today without the support and guidance of the Primavera Fund. Thank you.
As much as we love seeing the Primavera artists go to the schools of their choice, we do miss them when they're gone. We get very attached to them. However, they do stay in touch with us. We also love seeing them form friendships among themselves. In addition to the continued use of their instrument from the Norman Holland Hull Instrument Library, we help them during college with applications, recommendation letters, and advice. Last summer, 4 of our alumni, Melinda Vole, Achille Farrow, Marquise Bradley, and Samir Robinson, organized a Rally for Black Art, which we helped them to realize. They commissioned a piece for string quartet with flute and clarinet from composer Charles M. Morel III called The Song of the Innocent. I got to coach them on it and conducted the performance on the Art Museum steps. Later in the summer, we sponsored a recording of the piece.
It's a very nice project.
Yeah.
We also have plans to have more group alumni activities like quarterly check-ins, softball games, picnics, holiday parties, and chamber music readings. All post-COVID, of course. We always love connecting with our alumni and watching their progress over their college years. Our first ever Primavera alumnus, Zebediah Coombs, will graduate from Rowan University this spring.
Our next video is of alumna Achille Farrow, the second Primavera artist accepted ever in 2014, right after Zebediah. Her video features the Ludwig van Beethoven Spring Sonata No. 5 in F major, Opus 24.
Hello, my name is Achille Farrow. I'm a violinist and a Primavera alumni. I joined the program in 2015. I'm currently in my second year at the University of Hartford. This will be my 10th year of violin studies. Primavera has helped me improve as a musician exponentially by providing me with the support, advice, and care that I needed to become the musician I am today. Once I became a Primavera artist, I was given the financial freedom to dream big. I also gained 2 great mentors, Rachel and Kenny, who were there to help guide me to the next level of my career. They provided me with my first ever private teacher, Miss Jennifer Lee. She taught me the violin fundamentals that I needed to reach the goals that I set for myself, making me a well-rounded player, ready to tackle any music placed in front of me. Becoming a Primavera artist gave me the freedom to go after my dreams more fiercely. With the support, I was able to just be a musician. With the help of the Primavera, I didn't have to allow money to tell me how far I could go or couldn't go. I allowed my talent and determination to guide me. Between the years of 2015 and 2018, I took advantage of the opportunities given to me by the fund. I worked my way up to the top orchestras and chamber groups in the city of Philadelphia. With the help of the Primavera, I was able to take a part in the Philadelphia Symphonia Youth Orchestra and the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra. During the summers, I traveled to Interlochen Music Camp, where I was exposed to so many different art forms and surrounded by other talented musicians like myself. Here I made friends from all over the world who shared the same love for music as I did. The Primavera Fund took a huge weight off of my parents. Every parent wants to be able to provide for their children. But as a musician, our expenses can be costly. It can be a lot from one household. Seeing as though I am a very ambitious student, I personally like to take part in the most I can to expand my knowledge. Primavera gave me the freedom to explore different avenues of music so that I can be a well-rounded musician. While being a Primavera artist, I was able to achieve things I never imagined. One of my highest achievements while in the program was winning a violin spot at the Royal College of Music in London. This was a very big achievement for me. It was something I never thought possible. I was lucky enough to have a pre-audition masterclass with violinist Dennis Kim. This opportunity gave me the chance to perform my audition material in front of a live audience with instant feedback. This was extremely beneficial to me. It gave me the confidence I needed to have a successful audition, free of doubt and worry. When I walked into the audition room, I not only felt prepared, but I felt safe and ready to show the judges what I was made of. It was a week before Christmas when I got the good news that my audition was successful, and I was heading to the UK for the next chapter of my life. Rachel and Kenny were always there to be a rock for us. Anytime we needed help, or we had a question, or we were worried about something, they had our backs, and always seemed to have the right answers to give us. Other than our parents, Rachel and Kenny were firm believers in our success, and still are to this day. They believed in us, even when we may have not believed in ourselves. Rachel and Kenny always made us feel comfortable with our musicality and kept us inspired. One of the greatest benefits of being a Primavera artist is knowing that no matter where I go, I will always have a community of musicians to come back to. I will always have support from Rachel and Kenny and all the other Primavera artists. We are more than just colleagues. We are a musical family. We support and push each other to our best and are always there for each other when we need it. I couldn't be more grateful to the Primavera Fund for helping me become the artist and the person that I am today. To Rachel and Kenny, I like to say that all the success I achieve in my career is certainly shared with you. Because without your support and guidance, it wouldn't be possible. Thank you.
None of this would be possible without the educational programs already in place in Philadelphia. We are a partner organization in the Philadelphia Music Alliance for Youth, and through them, we host a monthly masterclass series that brings some of the world's greatest musicians together with our artists.
One of the main goals of our masterclass series is to connect our students with people who are teaching in the universities and colleges and conservatories that they'll be auditioning at in the future. The series is also an opportunity to expose our students to the nation's top performing musicians. The clinicians that we invite are among the best musicians in the country and even the world. One of the things we consciously try to do is make sure our selection of clinicians remains diverse. We want our students to see and hear and learn from people that look like them. And if you are interested in watching the masterclasses, they are always open to the public. And thanks to COVID, many are available on this YouTube channel.
We work with many national partners as well, including Kinhaven Music School, Brevard Music Center, Interlochen Arts Center, and many others. Because Kenny and I are both working professional musicians, we have connections to programs outside of Philadelphia and work with them to provide opportunities for our artists to get out into the wider world, especially during the summers, where they can meet musicians from all over the world, form new relationships, and collaborate with people who they may never have met otherwise. Summer programs are essential to a young musician's growth, and they're fun. For some of them, this is their first full summer out of the city, and there is just nothing like making music in beautiful nature. They come home strengthened, energized, and excited to continue the work here in their lessons and youth orchestras during the year.
We have great relationships with all of our local youth orchestra programs, particularly the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra Institute, where I am the director and conductor of the Young Musicians Debut Orchestra, and Rachel is the associate director and conductor of that same orchestra. Many of our Primavera artists begin their orchestral journey in this orchestra. Our artists tend to quickly rise to leadership roles in each of the programs in which they participate. As Rachel mentioned, we have strong relationships with summer camp programs around the country. And my favorite one is Kinhaven Music School in Vermont, where I was a student long ago. And I'm currently on the faculty there as conductor of the chorus and orchestra at junior session, as well as the trumpet teacher. I love getting our students involved in both PYO and Kinhaven because it gives me an opportunity to work with all of our students as a musician as well as an advisor.
Yeah, it's really great. Our next video is of Sofia Solomianskaya, who I think went to Kinhaven, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And features her playing the slow movement of Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto.
My name is Sofia Solomianskaya. I play the violin and have been a Primavera artist since 2017. Primavera has greatly helped me in the 3 years that I have been in the fund. It really helps the students financially, but also helps to navigate them in their musical lives and future careers. Because of them, I have been able to participate in numerous musical activities that I was not able to before. The musical activities that I participate in are Temple Music Prep for gifted musicians, Philadelphia Youth Orchestra, music theory, and weekly individual lessons. I could also attend numerous masterclasses with amazing musicians, as well as going to music camp in the summer. Because I participated in them, I learned a lot about playing in orchestra, chamber groups, and so much more about music overall. In these programs, we cover a lot of repertoire, which helps students to gain musical knowledge and prepare us with our musical careers in the future. Being in these programs allows the student to create new connections with other students as well as mentors. These programs are amazing as they allow us to be connected with other musicians, and I think that being surrounded by people who are very passionate about music is what keeps us moving forward and makes us more motivated. As mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to participate in numerous masterclasses with amazing musicians such as Rachel Pine, Elmer Oliveira, and more. Masterclasses allow us to grow as musicians and learn more about playing and performing. Getting feedback from experienced musicians is extremely helpful to students that strive to be professionals. Because of these musical opportunities, I feel like I'm getting a great preparation for a conservatory and getting closer to becoming a professional in the future. I was able to learn so many new things about music and become much more involved in the musical world thanks to the Primavera Fund. What they do is absolutely amazing as it helps students not only financially but also musically.
On a deeply personal level, I am honored to be able to help our artists achieve their dreams. I had spent my career primarily as a performer and private teacher up until 2014 when we started the Primavera Fund. While I love performing, I prefer to help young people learn about music and art. I also take great pride in creating access where there have traditionally been barriers. Music is one of the most universal forms of self-expression and should be accessible to all people. Unfortunately, finances can make it impossible, even for the most talented and driven musicians.
Helping to found and running this organization has been some of the most rewarding work that I've done to date. And there's something extremely special about watching a young person grow and mature into a great musician over the years. As we're still a young organization ourselves, our oldest graduates are still matriculating in graduate school. And I'm very excited to watch each of them make their mark on the music world. The last video we'll play today features a dear friend and longtime Primavera trombone teacher, Jared Antonacci. Jared taught our first trombone student and recent graduate, Christian Kersey, who's in the middle of his freshman year at Peabody. Jared is a very active performer and teaches at numerous universities in our area. He's also the treasurer for Local 77, the Musicians Union. Like me, he also attended Kinhaven when he was in high school, so you know he's a really great guy.
Hi, my name is Jared Antonacci, and I'm a trombone instructor with the Primavera Fund. I'm also on faculty at the University of the Arts and Temple University. I've been affiliated with the Primavera Fund for about 6 years now, and I've got to tell you, it's been some of the most rewarding time I've ever had. I was the instructor of a young, talented performer by the name of Christian Kersey. I saw Christian from the end of 7th grade, beginning of 8th grade, all the way up through to the Peabody Conservatory. Christian just got done his first semester, so congratulations. I want to talk to you today about how special it is to teach a Primavera Fund student. I have to be honest, in all of my experience teaching both privately and at the collegiate level, I haven't gotten any more joy out of really teaching my instrument than I have working for the Primavera Fund. Simply because the structure is so different from everything else. Every aspect of a young performer's development is supported. Whether it's instrumental instruction, instrument acquisition, maintenance, textbook materials, etudes, solo pieces, access to summer festivals, it's all supported. And that's something that's truly unique and something you don't see that often. These students are talented beyond belief. And it's fun to not only have a hand in their musical development, but also developing them as young professionals, as young performers, teaching them about responsibility, teaching them about the appropriate way to address a conductor in rehearsal. Anything from something that specific down to, how do I fill out a college application? And how do I get into college? All of these other aspects that are so important in the development of young performers are often overlooked in the day-to-day public school instruction. As we all know, the arts are not really funded that well in this area. In particular, students have a harder time accessing the materials that they need to really fulfill their passions. And with a program like the Primavera Fund in existence, it no longer creates, I should say, it tears down the wall of accessibility to resources. And it's amazing to see what these students do when they sort of have free rein to not be held back by something like being able to afford a solo piece. Also, the effect that these young performers are going to have on our community is something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. The fact that there are young professionals out there that have been immersed in this since day one. One of the inherent things that we as musicians like to do is pass on what we know. And I got to tell you, I'm really looking forward to seeing generations upon generations of Primavera Fund students out there trying to make a difference in the lives of other people, as I hope that we have made in theirs. So it's an honor to teach for the program, and I look forward to many more amazing experiences. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jared. It's also so great for us to be able to work with all of our teachers, and to all of our teachers who teach all of our artists and who have taught them since 2014. We really couldn't do this with you either. Without you, sorry. Without you either. You are such an essential part of our program. Thank you to all of you. And now it is time for our raffle drawing. Okay, we have 3 items tonight. A 1-year subscription to WHYY's Passport streaming service, a $250 gift certificate to Moore Brothers Wine Company, and a 2021 subscription to the Philadelphia Orchestra's digital stage. Don't worry about matching any ticket numbers. We have put your names on the raffle tickets, and we will contact the winners via email to get your prize to you. Alrighty. Now, for the first one, Kenny's going to play a little fanfare. Alrighty, this is the WHYY Passport. Mary Sklar is our winner. She's my aunt. All right. And for the Moore Brothers Wine Company, $250 gift certificate. Alrighty. Beverly Hawkins is our winner of that one. I'm going to put these behind here so we remember. All right. And finally, the Philadelphia Orchestra digital stage 1-year subscription. Paul Smith, our colleague from Philadelphia Youth Orchestra Music Institute. Thank you to everybody who donated. And don't worry, we will contact you. We will get your prizes to you. We've got them right here with us. All righty, congratulations to all of you. And we'll contact you tomorrow about how to get them to you. 2020 hit us with a bunch of curveballs. The biggest being how to help our artists continue in a virtual setting. We took our masterclass series online, and of course, also this event, which we usually have in person. I want to thank the donors who have continued their support during this trying time. Our teachers, again, for their flexibility, and our artists and their families for their resilience.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we hope that you enjoyed learning more about the Primavera Fund and our artists and all that, and that you all join us next year when we're hopefully back in person. The master classes and recitals that we put on are all open to the public, and we'd love to see you at any or all of our events. If you enjoyed this program, I urge you to support us by making a donation and joining our mailing list. Stay well, stay safe, and take it away, Micah.